Welcome everyone to the 2024 SIEPR Economic Summit. I'm Mark Duggan, the Trioni Director of SIEPR.
I've been to all 20 of the summits. I've been coming for 20 years and it never gets old. We always have new economic issues. The audience is a really important part of the whole day because people ask questions, but also people get a chance to talk to each other and reflect on what these speakers have said.
I just find the summit so energizing and inspiring. You know, it brings together world experts on a wide range of issues, many of which are outside my area of focus and expertise. So it's just a great opportunity to go deep on things I really, should know more about and I'm interested to know more about.
I thought the conversation with Jensen, the CEO of NVIDIA, was not only just timely given what's happening with that company, but also just given where we are, I think, in the inflection point of AI in the economy and the transformation that we're seeing, again, not just from a business perspective, but also from a society and government perspective. And so hearing from one of the most forward-leaning and thought leaders, and frankly, the one who's making the news of tomorrow, hearing firsthand from him was pretty impeccable.
Jensen Huang being here is one, it's an absolutely incredible opportunity. This is why I'm at an institution like SIEPR, is to have these opportunities to speak to and meet all these incredible individuals and just hear a little bit from the student perspective of what he advises students on. And our position was just incredible.
I especially enjoyed the presentation by Todd Park on devoted healthcare, and it was just really inspiring. The whole panel was so optimistic and positive and innovative.
I mean, it's hard to pick like one highlight from an event like this, but I have to say the CEO of Ford, Jim Farley, was a real hit earlier today. Just his fluency of his industry and his know-how and his understanding coupled with his personality, I thought was very captivating. And obviously Anna Maria Lusardi, who was his co-host on the stage and asking questions is always fantastic and entertaining. So I really loved that segment.
SIEPR's mission is building a bridge between economic thinkers and economic doers. And our final panel on cities really delivered on that goal. We had two important elected officials, the DA of San Francisco and the mayor of San Jose. And then we had the preeminent scholar of cities and of urban economics. And they had a rich conversation about the challenges our cities face, but also the resilience of cities and the path forward.
I've been surprised at the extent to which the SIEPR mission has taken hold of me. So the nonpartisan nature and the fact that we're really willing to listen to both sides and care about what people want to say, and the optimism that surrounds the policy focus, so that we're really trying to figure out what can be done, not just are things good or bad.
I'm the state senator in California, and we're trying to create a new framework for modern governance and trying to prove that we can govern with ideas and metrics, and that's to me what SIEPR represents. When we have more frequent contact, which we're starting to have with SIEPR and connecting Stanford more generally with Sacramento, then it's very valuable.
Having access to these types of spaces where so much of that interaction happens between donors and researchers and policymakers is really valuable at this age, given that I think in many other spaces we wouldn't have the opportunity to see exactly how the system works, and so I'm really grateful for that.
These type of events give us a great sense of what those bridges look like. So how do we connect with different stakeholders? How do we connect to policymakers? What are they thinking about? How do we communicate with them? Who are they actually to begin with? How do they speak? What do they care about? What should we be focusing on? And it actually sparks a lot of ideas and gives us a greater sense of how this bridge can actually look like in the future.
I just think this is at a different level of the quality of the insight. The fact that you have world-class researchers, world-class practitioners, and you have this symbiotic relationship between academia and policymakers and industry, that all three are represented with very top people, I think makes SIEPR totally unique.
In a time where a lot of politics has been divisive and it's been hard to get consensus across the different political spectrums, I think SIEPR has an ability to at least put the best ideas out there that can be both practical but also be a calling card for folks from both sides of the aisle to come together and really look at the merits of ideas and policies to try to pull them forward in a world where that's a pretty hard task these days. So I think SIEPR is uniquely situated to do that.
So I love this institution. I think there's a long list of things that it contributes, right? So you have phenomenal leadership that is able to pull together with all of your partners just the single best audience I think there is in a annual conference. The people in the audience are just as much experts as the people on the stage. It is truly nonpartisan, doesn't come with an agenda, and in a period where our institutions are becoming politicized, I think we have to hold on to these institutions that really are free of baggage and trying to do the academic work.
As the next director of SIEPR, I thought today was just an incredible event. Sort of epitomizes all of the strengths of SIEPR, and I'm looking forward to continuing that with many future summits. We had the academic rigor and depth, we had policymakers who are working on the most important problems, we had students in the audience, we had alumni in the audience. Thought we were just bringing together all the right people to be thinking about these issues.
Okay, every year I say this, but this really was the best summit ever.